Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else. Did you see this, Kurt? Here's another. So people have been saying that the government isn't really, FEMA isn't really helping, and I've seen pockets of where FEMA's helping. I've seen big pockets where they're not. I've seen lots of people upset with FEMA. We've covered it, how they're telling people don't go volunteer. And I can't believe that there's other shows that don't understand that there's some kind of organized incompetence. And unless the help is coming through an approved vendor, they don't want you helping your neighbor. That's the problem. It has to come through.
Communist.
It has to come
that
through.
Sounds like the most communist nightmare that I heard about other bad countries, not us, the good country.
And this is firsthand testimony from people, not from this hurricane, but from the previous hurricane in Florida. Told us about that. And so anyway, but watch this. So here comes a helicopter. So they have
is it dropping off immigrants?
So this is another video of a volunteer supply zone getting totally ruined by a Black Hawk helicopter in North Carolina. WTF is going on here? So obviously your hard-earned tax dollars are being spent to help these people with what's this? Let's watch. I gotta wait. So do you see everything? So they come. It's called they're doing like a wash. So they come down too close to an area they know they're not supposed to be, and it starts to blow everything away.
Wow, we got money for that, but not for relief.
Right? What?
We got money to prevent relief.
So he did that on purpose. Watch, I'll show it to you again. So now. They found out who this was. This was the North Carolina National Guard. Look what they're doing.
Well, did everybody forget Lahaina? The same goddamn thing? We just went through this with Lahaina, where they were preventing people from helping other people. Remember that? Do you remember what I'm talking about? The black, weird SUVs and the gates, so you can't look at the wreckage and you can't help. Is everybody catching on yet? What's up? You think your country is like a real country? Do you really think that at this point?
Maybe they're just trying to help those people because that helicopter thinks they have an excessive dust problem. Maybe that's what's happening. Just look how helpful the government is during a crisis. Did they just take everyone who was protecting Donald Trump away and put him in helicopter duty over in North Carolina? Is that what's happening?
I don't know. I think it has something to do with lithium, though. I was watching. I can't remember I was watching it, but we have a treaty since the 70s to not weaponize the weather. Did you know that?
No.
Yeah, people don't know that. But why would we have that unless we can do that? Because after Vietnam, we caused a drought. Remember all the countries on what's his name? That general. He said the bucket list of countries we're going to go into. Wesley Clark.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, every one of them had a once in a 1,000-year famine right after that. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
And the odds of that are astronomical. And also, every one of those countries said America's doing weather things to make us have a drought. And we're like, stop your conspiracies. But I bet they're not conspiracies. I bet that's what we did. So
here's another one. So this guy, Crazy Moment, says, why did an unmarked Black Hawk rotor wash a supply drop-off in western North Carolina? I think this is just a different view of the same thing. Let's watch it. I'm pretty sure this is just a different view of the same thing. It says, this afternoon, an unmarked military-style helicopter flies into a local distribution area, and rotor wash destroys supplies in Burnsville, North Carolina. We had a meeting with all the parties involved at this site and established that it is a no-fly, no-drop zone hours before. So they flew in and hovered around for a bit, looking like they wanted to land, despite our signals telling them no. So they're telling them, get out, no. Then they dip down They dipped down and performed a rotor wash, which seemed deliberate. They flew off, destroying a lot of the staging area and harming the people directly below them in the staging area. I was conducting a K-9 security sweep across the parking lot.
What's a rotor wash?
When they come down too close and the wind from their rotors wash everything away.
Okay.
So really, did they take the people who were local PD came in, and we've been trying to track their flight info to find out who they are and where they flew in from. Nothing. They're ghosts.
Hilarious. So previously, this is how far down America has fallen. Previously, black helicopters would be seen because someone found a crashed UFO. And now you see them to destroy your relief supplies. That's when you see them.
Listen to this, Kurt. 40 minutes prior to this, 2 unmarked black SUVs running blue lights rolled in, circled around, and immediately left. They were not local LE. What is LE? Law enforcement, and not anyone we had been affiliated with.
This happened in Lahaina. This exact thing. This was in Lahaina. I remember this vividly. The weird black SUVs that are not associated with anyone. Does anybody else remember this? I remember it.
And so let's see if they show us the look. That's what happened. Do you see all that stuff flying everywhere? You think those you think you could be trained to fly a helicopter and you don't know that's going to happen? Of course they knew that was going to happen. They did it on purpose.
That's even a question? Wait, you think that's even a question?
Right.
What do you mean? Like, you think anyone's questioning this was done on purpose?
So the question is, who were they and why did they do this?
They're called the Illuminati. It's a real thing.
For those in my previous video saying I am spreading lies, this is the reality and what is happening in areas all over North Carolina. I'm seeing it with my own eyes. Well, guess what? They admitted it. North Carolina National Guard. The North Carolina National Guard is aware of an incident involving an NC North Carolina National Guard UH-60 Black Hawk helicopter during a delivery of a generator. They say that helicopter was delivering generators.
It was not
if you were delivering generators, they would be hanging from the bottom of the helicopter.
Also, it's not a National Guard helicopter because those say National Guard on the side of them. They're not unmarked in black and can't be traced. They're not saying it's theirs. They're saying they're aware of an incident involved.
So
they're not claiming the helicopter.
So it said at the request of local civilian organization to power their distribution outpost in Western North Carolina. Continue reading below.
Okay.
So they're aware of it. This is exciting news, and I think we can all rest assured now that something will be done about it. So this never happens again, right? Because they're aware of it. Oh, and by the way, if you believe that they're going to do something about it, I have a vaccine I'd like to sell you. Here's read below. So we're going to read below. While attempting to land, rotor wash caused items to blow away from. They're trying to land in the middle of a. Why would they land?
Swamp gas. Say it was just swamp gas and there wasn't even a helicopter. That's what they should do.
The crew immediately identified the situation, aborted the landing for safety reasons, and departed the area. Why would you depart the area? Why wouldn't you just go to a place where there isn't anything and land? Why would you try to land in the middle of a distribution center? Why would you just take off? Why wouldn't Why wouldn't you go to a cleared area and land?
Because it's not with the National Guard. They made this up after the fact. That's why.
This incident, Kurt, is currently under investigation, and the crew has been grounded until the investigation is complete. The NCNG is working with the identified local civilian organization to assess the level of damage caused by the rotor wash.
What organization? Identified by who? They haven't said what it's called.
There's more to this. And I'm sure the investigation team is going to enter it with no bias whatsoever. But then again, I'm also sure Tim Waltz knows how to fix a truck.
Really can change an air filter, if you know what I mean.
Safety is the North Carolina National Guard's #1 priority, especially with the high volume of air operations currently happening across the region. While the North Carolina National Guard strives for precision, that looked very precise. They strive for precision in every mission. Sometimes things don't go as planned. When that happens, the North Carolina National Guard takes it very seriously and are committed to addressing and correcting any issues to prevent future occurrences.
Okay, start marking your cars and helicopters then, if that was yours, because I don't believe it was theirs. Black helicopters and black unmarked SUVs. So that was that was in the Hawaii National Guard. No one knew who it was. All those black SUVs parked. Remember that?
Here, I think I can summarize what they're trying to say here. Motherfucking video shit. I think that's what they're trying to say. So here's what some people on Twitter said about it. Please don't insult the American people's intelligence after your airmen did this. Do not add insult to injury. This was deliberate, not an attempt to land. Care to comment on why the transponder was turned off prior to just attempting to land? Can you show the paper trail of the generators you were delivering?
Or a generator in the video.
Or a generator. Anyone who's worked in aviation for a minute wouldn't agree with you. You turned off your transponder. There was no landing area or ground crew. The statement comes too late. Also, nothing in your response seems remotely believable. The optics make it look intentionally done.
The optics? You mean the thing that happened in front of my face in that video?
Yes. Seems like a qualified pilot and crew would know not to try and land on top of easy up canopies, boxes of supplies, vehicles, and people. You guys seriously going to try and tell us they were trying to land to drop off supplies and didn't see there was no spot to land? Has anyone else noticed that our government repeatedly uses "sorry, we were so stupid" as an excuse? No one is this stupid. It's intentional. This is what people are saying on Twitter.
Is anybody noticing that there's a black helicopter? It doesn't say National Guard on it, the kind that you often hear about in conspiracy theories, because it's unmarked, because it's for special access programs and not for the National Guard. It's the National Guard has marked equipment. That's not the National Guard.
Here's another one, Kurt. Here's another one. I reached out to the North Carolina National Guard regarding a separate incident involving a Chinook helicopter. Still waiting for a response. And according to my source, the rotor wash caused $100,000 in damage and sent 3 recovery workers to the hospital. One ended up in crutches. Now, I can't verify any of this. This is what I've seen on Twitter, but it seems consistent with what we're hearing. Now, let's watch. So there's doing another rotor wash. It's a Chinook. Hey, it's just my job to fly this massive helicopter. I had no idea. What, it makes wind?
Look, it's deliberate. What does everybody think it's an accident? It's deliberate. We all know it's deliberate. Does everybody not know it's deliberate? Then you're an idiot.
So,
if you don't know that this was deliberate, you're a moron.
Sandy Dufresne says there were no generators hanging from that Black Hawk. I'm calling BS on this fabrication. Ghost of Sun Tzu says, I know Black Hawks, and no crew chief would allow a few, all that would fit generators inside the crew compartment. They would have been in a sling load, and that helicopter didn't have a sling load. You're 100% full of it.
Yeah, no kidding. This doesn't make any sense to the National Guard thing. I still don't understand. Nobody's mentioning it. That's not the National. I'll tell you what it is. It's like how, remember the Trump Secret Service detail were not Secret Service agents. They were from the DHS.
Yeah.
On loan. They were loan outs. I promise those are probably private contractors of some kind.
Hey, mortgage rates are dropping, and now they're in the 4s. If you've been waiting to figure out how to get your finances in order, you need to call our friends at American Finance today. A lot of us are carrying really high credit card balances that charge us 20% or more each and every month. It's time to get rid of those. American Financing salary-based mortgage consultants are helping homeowners just like you tap into their home equity to get out of high-interest debt. They're saving the average customer $800 a month monthly. That's right. And with rates dropping, the decision's super easy. All it takes is a 10-minute, no-cost, no-obligation phone call to find out how much you can save. And if you start today, you may be able to delay 2 mortgage payments. Call American Financing at 888-804-0303. That's 888-804-0303. Or visit AmericanFinancing.net/Jimmy. Hey, come see us on tour. We'll be in Tempe, Arizona, Los Angeles, Columbus, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio, Cincinnati, Lexington, Burbank, California, and Honolulu. Go to jimmydore.com for a link for those tickets. Don't go anywhere else.